I've never seen this card played on Arena, and why is that? Well, if you look at the mana cost, it's pretty apparent. It's ridiculous. Now, my goal is to find a way to inject this card, which looks to be an insanely fun and game-ending card, into a standard deck to see if it has a chance of being viable in the most fast-paced format that exists, which is standard. Not only do I want to just play the card occasionally, I want to win consistently with it. That's the goal, at least. And I think we did it. Now you may be wondering, why play Rise of the Dark Realms? Why try to force it? And it's because when this card came out in Foundations, I looked at it and I said, that looks fun. If I'm not having fun, then what am I doing, right? So I knew that this would be one of those cards that would be probably way too expensive for standard, especially. And this isn't a new card. It's been around for a while. I think 2016 or something is when it first came out. It was new to me. I had never seen it before. And I'm a fan of focusing or narrowing in on a card and trying to build a deck around the card. Now this time, I did try to say, okay, first card in my deck is Rise of the Dark Realms. What are the concerns? The mana cost. Okay, I need a way to ramp. Okay, well, I'm in black, so that's not necessarily going to be obtainable because black doesn't traditionally have ways to ramp. Green does, however, but that's a totally different color archetype, and maybe I don't want to build a deck that's just gonna do this combo one time out of like 50 games and be like, finally, I did it, I did the thing. I want a deck that can play with this card in it and reliably it's like playing Ugin, which is only 2 mana less. I say only, it's still really expensive to play Ugin, but when you throw Ugin down on the battlefield, someone is gonna either feel really good or really bad. And that's this card here with Rise of the Dark Realms. When you play this card and it resolves and there's creatures in the graveyard, someone's gonna feel really good or they're gonna feel really bad. And that's because when it happens, we all know that it's probably game ending. That's a great feeling in Magic the Gathering. So I wanted that. And with that being said, I tried to start building a deck with this card and realized pretty quickly that there's a lot of obstacles. The mana cost, of course. Maybe I'll just stall and have other creatures on the board that'll just take up time, and eventually I'll get to 9 mana, and then maybe I'm lucky and I can cast it, and I don't know. That doesn't seem like the best strategy, right? In Standard, to my knowledge, there's not any cards that will fetch a sorcery, especially of this caliber, at a lower turn in the game. When Tarkir first came out, one of the first decks that I played was Tarkir Dragon deck, and it was Sultai Dragons. It was really fun. I liked it a lot. It had so many options. Let me pull it up right now. So this is Sultai Dragons with Rise of the Dark Realms in it. There was originally and still is an Ugin in this deck, and Ugin is a great win condition. I think it does wonderful at taking over. However, it's not always going to win. What if it dies? What if it dies to removal? There is a lot of Planeswalker options right now, are like Planeswalker removal. And so I thought, okay, this might be a good foundation, a good shell for this card, Rise of the Dark Realms. And there is a lot of options with this deck. Anything from spot removal with Caustic Exhale. We also have Fangkeeper's Familiar that does counter. It also has destroy target enchantments. We can surveil 3. We have Disruptive Stormbrood with omens that allow us to play these cards for a lower mana cost and do other things. We can destroy creatures in that way. Meringue River, which can also, return things back to someone's hand. Not killing it, but it's getting it off the board. And then, of course, the best removal card in the deck, which is Awaken the Honored Dead, which destroys target non-land permanent for 3 mana. Very, very nice. You do have to mill, and that can be scary sometimes when you haven't drawn Rise of the Dark Realms, or you see an Ugin go by, and because there's no way to get it back, in this deck at least. That may change with other releases, but for now, if we see Ugin go by or Rise of the Dark Realms, that's okay. This deck can win on its own without Ugin or Rise of the Dark Realms. It's just, whenever I played it, I regularly got to late game and then just it just fizzled. The deck kind of just fizzled. I think it's just the mid-range aspect of all of the creatures that are in it. And with Rise of the Dark Realms coming onto the board, it's super fun to see all of your creatures that are sitting in your graveyard come back to the battlefield. But what makes it even more fun is you get to see what happens, see the crazy stack that happens whenever the opponent's creatures come onto the board, and then it just becomes absolute bonkers. It is so much fun. It is as fun as you would expect, and I am surprised I haven't seen this card make its way into other decks. However, 9 mana is ridiculous, especially in standard. This deck, because it has ramp, it does allow us to draw cards, play additional lands on our turn, thin our deck. It works. It usually can get to 9 mana very easily, and once that happens and you draw a Rise of the Dark Realms and you play it, chef's kiss. It's good stuff. I don't just have one game where this happened. I have 4 or 5 games where this happened in a row, and it's just like crazy. Now, I'm sitting in Platinum right now, and that's okay. I feel like that's a good representation of most of people that are playing the game on the ladder. I haven't pushed myself to climb as much this particular season. There's just a couple of days left, but I still think even showing up like that in Platinum is still really impressive to me. And more importantly than that, it's fun. So with that being said, let's check it out. Okay, I see some decent options, but not early game, so let's keep the hand. Okay, we're lucky. We're not playing aggro. So I kind of got, not rewarded, but I didn't get punished. Alright, we're good on land. Let's see what they're rocking here. Sky Knight Squire. A decent card. It can scale, that's for sure. So, I think we'll kill it. And what's also good about this is that we're filling our graveyard with nothing because it goes right to our deck. Sometimes I forget Omen does not go to your graveyard. Fear of missing out. Man, you're not missing out really on anything yet, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just start ramping because, I mean, obviously that's a good thing to do if you can do it. So I would love to kill that fear of missing out and that Squire, but okay, now that's just getting ridiculous. We don't have any board wipes, so I'm gonna have to be very, very careful on how I approach the next turn. Fortunately, they're running out of gas over there. Unfortunately for us, we're gonna have to deal with a board. Man. See, that's the thing, like, if I were to just, I mean, let's say I do have a Deadly Cover-Up, which is not far-fetched for this color combo. I just feel like they would be in such a bad spot. Putting it all out there. I get it though, I'm very guilty of that. So we can counter this, we have a blocker now. And I don't feel bad blocking with it either, because if it dies, that's ammo for our Rise of the Dark Realms. It's kind of like Orzhov, Raise the Past, you know, blocking is like, sure, I'd love to block. Fill up your graveyard and pull it back, pull it all out. I really did enjoy that deck. I don't see it anymore. It's just not, it's not viable with all the graveyard hate that there is now because of Omniscience. Thanks, Omniscience. You've ruined so many things. Like fun. You've ruined fun. Okay, so we're down to 11. And that's pretty low. Uncomfortably low, I would say. We do have... I mean, hopefully they don't have another sheltered. If they do, it's pretty devastating. But this should maybe slow down the bleeding a little bit with the life gain. Okay, Bartolome del Presidio is not a sheltered by ghosts. And neither is that. That's an entire board, however. Interesting. I don't know why they would attack here. I mean, I guess they're just trying to clear my board, but I don't know. Well, I'm not going to do it. I probably should have. Should have blocked. I don't know. I guess now that I didn't, we get extra health. What's it gonna be, Berkey? I've got a counterspell for creatures lined up. Yeah, I don't know. Can't let him just run over me the whole game. Not enough health for that. Sacrifice. Oh. Okay. Indestructible. Okay. Look at you go. You've protected your squire. Well, this is always good to have on the board. Beanstalk in this deck can very easily make you, like, basically deck yourself. It gets ridiculous, the amount of cards that you can draw. Now, am I going to draw these cards? Yes. Is that a reason to not play it? No. So, yeah. Man. I mean, somehow we're just sitting pretty. We're not into... yeah, okay. I had to say something, didn't I? It's not a creature. I can destroy it, however. And I didn't think about that. Enchantments. So... shame on me. I guess I gained some health earlier turns, but I could have removed this sheltered. Yeah, it's nice just having all these options, right? Destroy target enchantment is a big deal. And look what they have over there. More enchantments. Yeah, I feel like this deck, it just has answers for just about everything. Maybe, I mean, you could say, oh, it doesn't have Planeswalker removal, but it does because it has permanent removal. And I've, hopefully we don't have to resort to that, but... You ever feel like there's cards in certain decks that you just see them all the time? I don't know if this is like just my brain, but I swear there's certain cards, for example, in my deck right now, Fangkeeper's Familiar. Every time or anytime I ever play a deck with that card, I see it. I just see it all the time. It's like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not saying the shuffler's rigged, even though sometimes it is, and technically, you could say, based on the, you know, the whole hand smoothing algorithm, that it is rigged, but I just feel like there's certain cards that you get fed. It's probably just pattern recognition, but I don't know. I feel like there's something to that. There probably isn't, but I feel like there is. Yeah, Cottage If you have a cottage in your deck, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it within the first 5 turns, I swear. Although I am remembering games where I didn't have it. I was like, where the heck is my cottage? It's the only dadgum land I need. Okay, so back to this whole situation. I could block here, fill up the graveyard. Or I could take it and... I don't really see much benefit to going down to 10, and I'm not gonna clap back necessarily. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. Buying time. And I might as well fill the graveyard so that that time was well spent. And there is Rise of the Dark Realms. I don't see any blue over there. I don't see any counterspell potential. And we're doing it. We're doing it live. We even get to draw a card off of this. I wonder what they're thinking. Have they seen Rise of the Dark Realms ever resolve? Especially in Standard. Is this the first time they've seen this? It is for me. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. See ya. I don't blame you. That was fun. I hope we get to do it again. This is a really good hand, I would say. I've got removal. Oh, you know, 1, 2, 3 mana curve. There's our star of the show sitting there. Gonna sit on our hand for a while, but that's okay. I am a little nervous seeing blue over there. Are we dealing with? Is it? I always say this every time I play a new deck or iteration of a deck into is it? I feel like it's a really good test. See how good it is. Maybe not. Is it? Definitely some maybe flash shenanigans. Blue flash. Yeah, when in doubt, up the beanstalk. Please don't counter it. I just threw it out there. I wasn't even thinking. Then again, I mean... Yeah, okay. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Drawing land is good. We're gonna need it. There's 3 out of 9. Okay, so yeah, this is tough. I mean, we have so many different options here. They don't really have... what's on board is not huge threats, but... I mean, I am already down to 16, and I think the Cutthroat can definitely turn into a problem, so... Behold! I have a dragon in my hand. You have a dead Cutthroat. Oh, now we're throwing otter wizards out here. Not if I have anything to say about it. I'm sorry, but you know I had to. It's funny when you're playing into mono blue, and so far they have no counterspells. I'm sure they do rock some counterspells, maybe, maybe not. But I'm the one throwing them, slinging counterspells over here in my Sultai. How do you say that? Regent? I assume it's Regent. But I thought Regent was like Regeant. So that was a bit of a overkill. However, I'm thinking about the mill mechanic. We've got Rise of the Dark Realms in our hand. So it's secured. We didn't mill it away. It didn't get, you know, picked out of our deck in any way. Oh, okay, yeah, yep, see, yep, there it goes. So we have 2 in the deck. We're hanging on to the only one we have. We do have a great backup plan. And it may not even be a backup plan, but Ugin is going to be nice if we can get it out. So I'd love to ramp. I'd love to get some more mana going, but we've got to deal with their board. Fortunately, the Haughty Djinn, there's Counterspell. Haughty Djinn is not too much of a threat yet. I'm down to 8, but they have nothing in their hand. This, yeah, usually is difficult. Usually the answer is throw a creature into the graveyard. Hope that you get it back. If you have extra land, great, throw that in there. But yeah, it's hard to say what the best option is here. Definitely not getting rid of Ugin or Rise. Banekeeper is such a good card. Hey, there we go. Board removal. So I said we don't have board wipes last game. That's not true. We've got everything. We've got board wipe. We just have to have enough mana for it. X equals 2 is decent. It gets rid of 2, which is better than nothing, but in this case I think I'm torn between all my different options here. I will take a card. I'm sure they would love to as well. Yeah. Might as well. I think I actually only have... Okay, I have 3. This is something to watch out for. If you play this later in the game, trying to ramp. Maybe not late game, but mid game. Pay attention to how many forests you have already, because there's only, I think, 5, maybe 6, and you could whiff on the old search your library. Caustic Exhale is instant speed. If I Yeah, I think if Ugin comes out, I mean, he can remove a permanent. There we go. It paid out. It paid off, rather. Got to remove 2 creatures this turn instead of just 1. Is what I was trying to get at. There's more potential in this play here. I, of course, want to play Ugin. But I'm at 6. I gotta do this right. Now, of course, I could gain health, too, and draw a card. It's tough. It's hard having all these options, okay? It's hard. Right, that's not scary. Being at 4 is living on the edge for sure. Okay, let's get Ugin out. I forgot about beans. We get to draw an extra card. You Haughty Djinn. What's crazy is that rotates later this year. We will not see Haughty Djinn anymore in Standard.
If my intervention is required,
good card. I won't miss it. But it's a great card. Absolutely. I feel like it only works in mono blue. I mean, you know, just based on its what it does. And I haven't seen a deck like this in a while. It's yeah, we're almost dead. Now 7 mana, man. Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, they've got some creatures. Ugin can give us mana. Totally forgot about that. We've got our 9.
Spend this land wisely.
There it is, right there. But they were not expecting that. Yeah. Man, now that's a board right there. They haven't scooped yet. Do they have something that I am not thinking about? I mean, so far they're just interested in flashing out creatures, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess an attack would be silly. Although if they blocked, that would be maybe I should have attacked. Okay, yeah. I don't think that's gonna do it. Oh wait, I forgot about that. What you gonna do? They're making me have it. That's okay. Maybe they know something about their deck. You know, maybe it has options.
Energy for your efforts.
There's one down. There's 2. Don't want to play beans. Oh, yeah, we'll just draw ourselves to death. It's always it's honestly one of the, it's a valid concern every game with this deck, I feel like. Not accidentally drawing your entire deck. I have to be selective about my attacks here because I am still at 4. Maybe that's why they're thinking, oh, there's still a chance. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. Okay. They are now less health than I. What could they possibly have? Land. Nothing. Alright. We did it. I go first. It's the best thing I've heard all day. I wish I could see beans or something, but I'm a sucker for not mulliganing. Taking a mulligan. I don't think mulliganing is a word, but if it should be. You understand it. It's how language is created, right? But yeah, we'll see what we can do here. We do go first, so that's always my justification for keeping a pretty bad hand is, well, we go first, so it evens out. Probably awful logic. And sometimes it might pay out. No more elves. Interesting. Trying to ramp, bro? Well, you might just get to. Oh, yeah, that's a good counter spell. I like it. Okay, drawing land is definitely good. Hey, this gives us an extra land. I'm all about it. Not too scared yet. We'll see what their deck is all about. Golgari so far. 2 cottages to worry about later. Hopefully that is not a problem. Wow, okay. So there's our beans. X can be 2. They have no mana open. Auto tap solution has changed. Select auto pay to confirm. Just, I feel like there's a better way to word that. Alright, that took care of that. We're probably not very happy about that. Although that Mosswood doesn't necessarily go away, does he? That's why that's a good card. I've never noticed that little circle animation under Mosswood. Maybe I have. I don't know why my eye went to that. No! Please! Not like this. I mean, I'm not close to 9 mana, but... I mean, surely they won't take Rise of the Dark Realm. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not anywhere near territory for playing that card. They should take the Awaken. Or the Disruptive Stormbrood. They may see that rise and go, huh, that's a problem. Or they may just do nothing and rope. Don't tell me it's one of those games. Yeah, we may do a little fast forward while they're thinking very hard about what to remove. They did it. I don't know if you rope out on something like that, does it automatically pick something? Or did he have to select that? Pretty sure they selected that, but I don't know. Okay, more roping. We will fast forward. There we go. Freedom! I'm gonna claim territory. That's right, with my purple ooze looking creature dragon. I feel like the artwork for that card is so strange. It's hard to tell what the heck it is. I mean, I get it, it's a dragon, but it's like... that is a strange looking creature. Props to the artist. Don't know who they are, but, I mean... I just... maybe it's the color of the dragon. Alright. We're doing this again. Yeah, I know what it is. They saw Rise of the Dark Realms and they knew their fate. I mean, look at their mana compared to our mana. We're not at 9, but we're very close. And there's quite a bit of creatures in the graveyard, I think, so. They saw it and they went, oh, it's all over. Who would play that? They said. That would be us. And apparently it worked. Alright. 2 of Rise of the Dark Realms. We're going to have to mulligan. That's just ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Much better. Now the question is, what do we get rid of? I like drawing cards, but I like creatures that do lots of things. I don't know. We'll get rid of that. I feel like we have ways to draw. We have our beanstalk, so we'll be all right. Mono red, maybe? Maybe not. There we go. See, that feels good. Now, we can't use it, but at least we have it secured. I don't see them picking our hand apart, hopefully. We're gonna claim territory. See, we're already down to 2. Now we have no more forest in our deck. Library. Who creates an account and goes, you know what? My name is going to be name333123. Sounds good. It's better than some names I've seen. Now this is a little bit greedy. Oh man, the day we have to use 2 Rise of the Dark Realms is a crazy day. Koth. I don't like that, so I'm gonna say no. I don't have any dragons to behold. Not that I needed to. We're at 6 mana. We have a draw engine, and they have nothing particularly going on. That's a good card to see. Rewarded! 1, 2. There's our Fang Keeper. And a permanent removal with mill. Perfect, because we're not going to mill away our Rise of the Dark Realm, so we can happily use the Awaken. I'm just wondering what they're doing over there. They're really going to do that. Okay. Sometimes you just want to vault charge people in the face. Send the message. I don't really know what their message is. Maybe they have too many cards in hand, but... Into the fire. Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library. Draw that many, +1. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like with red, that's like the only way they draw cards is burn it all down and restock. I mean, they do have to have some way to draw, right? Nothing to really interact with. It's weird. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna keep going to 9 mana. They don't have any creatures, however. We made it. Just like that. We only lost 3 health. I mean, we did it. We are at 9. Man, my allergies. Summer's definitely here. I have to take something every other day, I feel like. There's Koth. We can't counter it, but we can at least start the domino effect of putting something out on the board. Yeah, I don't care if it gets killed at this point. I need to start filling the graveyard, I suppose.
I'm ready to
Such a library, alright. What are they ramping up to? That's the question. I'm going to awaken the honored dead. Sorry, Koth. No, I have to do it. Now, that's just not cool. Okay, they're at 8 mana. What are they gonna do? What are we doing here? Song of... That's a lot of rats. It says 7, but did I get hit for 7? I got hit for 4. Why does it say 7? Okay, well, let's see. I have a backup. And I get to draw. Ooh, there's Ugin. Ooh, there's Ugin. Nothing to really do here except gain life. Oh, yeah. Yeah, does it make sense to target Awaken? Not necessarily. Don't need to draw. Yeah, this is a tough choice. I mean, we're good on cards. We've got our big hitters in hand with all the mana that we need. 2 beanstalks. I mean, we got to be like I said. Usually the biggest factor with this is just not Drawing too many cards. Here he is. What a strange deck. I don't think I've ever seen this. That was a pretty uneventful rise of the Dark Realms, but like I said, we have a backup. And they don't know that. They're thinking, okay, down one more rat. Chandra. Now that's a powerful card.
I will burn Phyrexia to ash. Use it wisely.
I wish Planeswalkers would cuss sometimes. It would just be funny.
You're about
I'm gonna kick your beep! Oh, are you? Probably. Discard a card. Question. I guess I can decline. Yeah, I think putting creatures... I mean, we're probably gonna pull a creature... We're swapping is what we're doing. I could also just pull the same creature. Just for the fun of it. Nah, I got Thing Keepers. Seems to be better. Interesting deck. No creatures. Naturally, why would we, why would they have any? No need, apparently. Just create tokens. So we can get rid of, yeah, Chandra's out. That feels nice.
Belongs
We
to
have
the
more
bush.
removal, but it's
I
not in mass.
I will mend this
Definitely need
broken
the Black Omen dragon. We need a lot of things. We need life, I think. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Overlord, just throwing it out. Sometimes I wish Beanstalk was optional draw card or card draw.
The wise heed my advice.
I'm sitting here complaining about drawing too many cards. It's kind of funny. I wish my car didn't go 120 miles an hour. Alright, I still don't know what their big play is over there. I'm not saying they have a big play, but so far, I mean, they ramped into, very slowly, mind you, into
Phyrexia deserves
some planeswalkers, but yeah, okay. Alright, we did it. Okay. Opponent goes first. I'm having so much fun with this. Okay, nice. Okay, this will be a good test. I have not seen aggro. Thankfully, we have our Caustic Exhale. We have Awaken. What? Oh, I don't know why I got tripped up on that. Anytime I see aggro, I'm like digging for removal. It's gonna be like this, I see. Okay, we're down to 14. That's nice. I will behold a dragon. Sometimes it's so hard for me to know which is the right mana to play when it's like really doesn't matter, because when I get to turn 3, I mean, I guess, yeah, it just doesn't really matter. Sometimes, I mean, I have put myself in a bad situation before, many times actually, picking the wrong land, thinking it didn't matter. My goodness, that's scary. That's... Well, they're doing a good job of putting pressure, that's for sure. That's kind of the only thing they can do. Yeah, if we get... Well, oh, this could backfire. I feel like I have to try, though. This could backfire because they have open mana. They could have gave it more power. I don't know why they didn't sack it last turn, honestly. I'd be down to 6 or whatever. And then that's just a couple of bolt waves or whatever. Heartfire Hero, stupid combo. That was, I guess that kind of implies, I don't know what that implies, that they didn't sack the, scamp or whatever that thing's called. Well, since we can either draw cards or draw cards, I think we will draw cards. That's removal, but we're dealing with a Heartfire. It's not exile or minus counters. Actually. Okay, whew. Surely, I was thinking they have some sort of buff spell. Discard a card. Don't want to get rid of Surveil Land. Although it is slow against aggro. Fanekeeper. That seems like a really good idea. We have the ability to counter their spells, counter their creatures rather, because you know they're gonna have them. Although really do they need any more creatures if they have a Heartfire? Technically they don't. Until I remove that thing. And now is the time. Super risky. But I have to, right? Or I could wait and not ambush. Three attack powers. Not gonna overcome monstrous rage. When you cast your second spell, this creature deals 1 damage. Interesting. Not today. I was tempted to gain health there. Okay, they're gonna... What? That is what... Okay. Thank you. That is your... I don't know what to say. A 3 for 1 or a 2 for 1. That has to feel horrible on their part. I mean, I've been there. They're just trying to clear the runway, but that was so much damage that they could have just went to my face. Oh man. Sometimes we get blinded. That's all it is. I just didn't see the bigger picture. Well, we're alive for it. Little did they know, we're basically a reanimator deck. And they just helped us. So there's some life gain. Yeah, we're good. I mean, that was a big misplay. Just imagine. If they have any more burn spells in hand at all, I would have been dead. We're at 7 land. Let's see, they have we have 8 technically. So next turn, we get to do the deed. Do the do. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I don't think it's that. Then again, if I don't know... At this point, it's always really nice when you're playing against aggro and you can actually play creatures with like... It's nice knowing that there's not really going to be much penalty to playing creatures of your own. Because, unless they can just kill them with... They can go up to... I guess with Witchstalker's Frenzy they can do 5 damage, but that's pretty rare. You know, usually it's lightning strike, up to 4 damage or whatever, but for the most part your creatures are going to be protected, especially, you know, the bigger power or defense ones. So it's really nice to just know once I get this thing out, it's safe. That's the thing. That's the definite downside to playing aggro. It's like there's just not enough removal. They don't have white, so they're very limited. Okay, let's do it. Let's shut up and do it. We're going up the beanstalk, and then we're gonna go down into the graveyard. Because we're just traveling. We're just traveling across plains and winning games.